morning. This is a wild Chocobro. This is the first of many of the matches I wish to start commentating on to help better my ability as a player, both as a Duck Hunt main and a player in general. So, matchup between Duck Hunt and Yoshi, I don't know the matchup spread. What I can tell you, it is one of Duck Hunt's hardest matchups, and one reason is eggs. Eggs stop a lot of Duck Hunt's ability to approach. It also makes it very difficult to use gunman and can without a certain particular playstyle. The good thing with this is that the playstyle that is needed, I cater to, so it doesn't bother me as much. But it's still very annoying because another one of Yoshi's tools, and actually most of Yoshi's tools stops a lot of what Duck Hunt can do, is Nair. Not only does it come out fast, it lasts for a while. So if, let's perchance say, Yoshi wanted to Nair my can, he could. And that would be fine. And not only would can come back at me, it would be I would be hard pressed to hit them back, because Nair is still, as long as they're about mid from the ground, still have the hitbox out. Now, my playstyle works well in this matchup because I actually rely less on pure projectiles and more on frame trapping or forcing you to an option for me to hit you with my fair, bear, down air, up air, that sort of thing. I prefer that sort of playstyle, so we'll get right into it, actually. This will be, it's not so much commentary and more just comments on the match itself. This will be game one. I had 2 games against this particular Yoshi with Duck Hunt. I figured that was enough to be able to have a good sample of what I should be talking about and looking for. So this is essentially a work in progress. I do apologize about that. That is my fire alarm. Nothing I can do about it. Alright. So in this matchup, again, mobile is possible. So you'll notice I start off the match with a short hop can. That makes it so I'm mobile, I'm moving, and Yoshi can't just go out an egg from the ground to stop it. Gunman is more used in this matchup to assist with Yoshi's dropping down. The aerial game is better, but once you're on the ground, I have a better shot. So as long as Gunman's down, the Yoshi has to be very careful in terms of landing. Now, as you can see from here, I lost my can advantage, which made it difficult until Yoshi decided to drop the pressure by going backwards, which he didn't have to do. I can't really throw can when you're like right next to me, especially against Yoshi. SD was jumping way too much near the edge at that point. So as long as can is in play, whether it's on the ground or in the air, Yoshi still needs to pay attention to where they drop, because I still have access towards it. What I have a problem with in this matchup, and I've already noticed this by watching, is I air dodge too much. If I know the eggs are coming out, I'm better off air dodging once and power shielding the rest, or shielding the rest. Unsafe aerials like that will get you killed. So see here, for that 5 or 6 seconds, I didn't have can or gunman out. Not good. Yoshi could have capitalized on my lack of pressure, but did not, luckily. It worked out for my advantage. That's the trapping that I mean. Yoshi was so used to me throwing bears, nairs, and fairs while I'm jumping in the air with him or her that he or she air dodged, which I capitalized on by charging a forward smash. Because you're gonna land now. You already lost. You don't have the jumping mechanisms of other characters, so you're already coming down, and you're coming down next to me. Synopsis of this match is can, gunman. Clay pigeon is not useful unless you read the dodge, but you really have to throw it from mid to far range. Anything closer than that, and you deserve to get hit. Keep mobile, be careful that you throw can out too far. You're better off, you're safer keeping can in front of you, or when you do attempt to hit them with can in the air, to make sure that the charges are used fully. Don't have can at the opposite side of you and you can't utilize it and it's there for 10 or 15 seconds, because that's 10 or 15 seconds of pressure that you could have had with can. Without can, I only have Gunman in this matchup, and while that's good for stopping landings, all Yoshi then has to do is nair or down air, and that leaves me with a lot to be desired, because a down air will ruin can. I can't even... Can, when you hit can with certain attacks, it's a hit stun, essentially. That's the most simplest way I can explain it. And down air, since it hits it about 20,000 times, it will not allow for me to use it. Yes, can does have a damage threshold, but even if it reaches it, the only way for it to help me out is if can is so high in the air that the damage threshold is reached up that far. Besides that, I can't do anything. I had to just let Yoshi come down. But I don't want Yoshi next to me, because while I do better on the ground, they have better combos, especially from low and mid percents, and it also leads me to the ledge, which I don't want to be on, because Yoshi then has several more options than I do in ledge guarding. Better safer than mine, at least. There is a second game, so we will start that one, actually. Same Yoshi. I'm fairly certain I start the match the same way. Yeah. Short hop. Can. Notice how immobile Yoshi was there. That was a mistake on his or her part. We both had to be just as mobile. If not, we both lose. So that's how I was able to approach, because I'm using mine as traps. Now you see here, I shouldn't have just stood still, but at the same time, if Yoshi doesn't want to approach, I don't have to approach either. Yoshi should be using more can to approach to force an option out of me, but if they want to play that campy, I can too. And I am more successful at it, because all you have is eggs. And while eggs are annoying, I have more options with my attacks. I do have to be careful about unsafe fairs on shield, Yoshi shield, because that will normally lead to an up smash, and that hurts. I still have can in play, so Yoshi still doesn't want to approach. Now, I'm okay with that. That's fine. I can be just as I can be more campy, actually. Now notice I had no projectiles. I deserve getting hit by can twice. Egg twice. That's what I deserve. And I have no business doing that without a projectile either, because I will lose that. Now Yoshi let me up. I don't know why. Giving me a little too much respect on the ledge. I don't have as many options as you might think. Notice how it hit stun? Couldn't even use it. I also need to be very careful about staying on the ground for too long, because Yoshi's down. Down B sets you up for that. But he or she can't use it too much either, because then all I just have to do is punish it after you land. See, I'm using fair here without a projectile. Bad. Because they have a better option and a better punish than I do if I don't use a projectile. See, stuff like that is easy for me to do if they get caught. That's why you have to short hop the can. If you just do it from the ground and the egg hits it, it's coming back. At least if you short hop it, even if it comes back, it should readily hit you. It's sad, honestly, because Yoshi in both fights SD. I don't know how the matches would have went if he or she didn't. Mobile was pretty good. Mobility, pardon, was very good overall. There were some options that Yoshi did have that he or she didn't take, especially when I was on at ledge. I also didn't use eggs to approach as hard as they could have, but I think it was more unfamiliarity with the matchup, which would make sense. And I don't mean that in a positive or negative aspect, just that how many duck hunts do you fight against? And I've at least just used duck hunt long enough to have some understanding of how they work. So I won't fall necessarily for most projectile antics because I've used a lot of characters too for that. I've used Yoshi, so I have a somewhat decent understanding of how they want to approach. Synopsis for this match. I think I played it better. There were a few down Bs I got hit by that I shouldn't have overall, meaning that I shouldn't have been on the ground as freely. Only getting grabs. I should only be trying to get grabs off confirmed hits, not just going in random, because I will get set up, and that's how I died, by going in and fairing, doing an attack without a projectile that put no pressure on the Yoshi anyway. Overall, though, good matches.